Hey guys, welcome to episode 12 of For Sits and Gigs. Today with me, I have Lachy, Paul, and Brendan. Hello, guys. Good. Obviously, this is all a bit different. We're doing online for once because sitting in a pub is too much hassle during COVID, apparently. And I think Anne's just ready to kick me out of the pub in general. So we're gonna try and do this over Zoom. So yeah, what I'll get you guys to do is just give everyone a brief history of who Old Melbourne Road is and how you guys got started. For people that have been living under a rock for the better part of 10 years, I suppose.
Yeah, no, so OMR, we're a band from out in Dunstdown. About sort of 10, 11 years ago, it was David, who's my uncle, his 40th. And what happened? We sort of just
we all just sort of got together, brought some instruments over. We like to have a little bit of a play around and sing songs, obviously. And everyone was here for Dave's 40th, which is 10, 11 years ago now.
And then we
realised, you can do a bit of this and you can play a bit of that, and Sprack will play a bit of drums, and we thought, we'll just keep playing, a bit of a muck around. It was good.
And my cousin Shawnee, he's bought him a mandolin for Christmas, so he come around and brought the mandolin, and so with that we sort of got a bit of an Irish flavour, and then we just sort of pursued Irish music, and then just sort of kept doing it. And then a couple of years later, so we did like a few little fundraisers,
a couple of house parties,
around
here,
just muck around.
And one day she came up and said, "I've got a gig at the Flanagan's Hotel in Bacchus Marsh," and that was Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
so that was our first show,
2013. And then we just kept doing it. Had a ball doing it. So we just played heaps. Went over to Ireland. And then we just been playing at heaps of pubs and festivals and all that sort of thing. And so yeah.
So was it pretty, like, obviously you guys coming from a pretty strong Irish family, was it just natural to just go into like an Irish style? Like, and also, was there many other bands around at the time? Like, or was it just sort of you guys that were able to sort of jump into it?
The Kill Murphys were around at the time. We used to like go and watch them then, but we just sort of sat down, wrote down the list of songs that we thought we might like to do, and we just put our own spin on it as we were developing it.
Yeah. A lot of the songs too, I think, have been songs that we sang over the years when we were or listened to when we were kids, through our parents' influence and so on.
Yeah.
Johnny and Dave are great lyric men. They seem to be able to bring these songs to the forefront just when it's required, and it must go back to their early days, no doubt. I think we just stuck with what we sort of knew and what we enjoy singing.
Yeah,
every Christmas, growing up, every Christmas, me and David we'd spend all year, just like whenever I'd catch up with him, just when I'm like 8, 9 or 10, we just like learn songs. Our end goal was to play it at the Christmas party.
Yep.
This is great. This song's called Back Home in Derry. We'll play this at the Christmas party. And then it's just all songs that we've always sort of had up our sleeves, and so it was just natural. It was just natural that when we started playing as a band, we were going to do it.
Yeah.
I remember when we were bringing songs to the table to do. If you suggested something that John or Dave, especially John, would ask, "What's this song about?" I'd say, "I don't know. I just listen to the rhythm." And he'd say, "Well, unless it's got a fair dinkum story behind it, we're not doing it." That was he said, "Go back and learn what that song's about, why it was written, and you'll understand it and like it even more." So
Oh, you got to respect that. That's actually, I think especially with a lot of cover bands these days, they don't give a shit. If you just yell out, play a song, they'll play a song. Whereas like you guys actually appreciate the music, which I think is a big thing. So
yeah. We've got a big shit list.
John,
I can't say that, sorry.
No, you can. You wholeheartedly can swear on this podcast. Trust me.
Yeah.
And John went to uni. He's wrote pieces on Irish history and how it is out here, the Irish out here. So he's passionate about the Irish history.
And I suppose coming from Dunstdown too helps. Like it is sort of rich with Irish history out there. So
Yeah, it was a sort of just we naturally fell into it.
Well, speaking of which, how did the idea come about for the album that you guys have just sort of finished?
Yeah, so we sort of when we rehearsed up at Mailman's house, and that was just a garage. And then sort of as we kept practicing and as the band sort of got busier, we sort of needed to improve the shed. So we laid down carpet and we put up like acoustic panels and all that sort of stuff just to try and soundproof it. Then over the years, we just accumulated a heap of gear. And so we got to a point there where we were able to start recording. We just had so much stuff. We needed to do something with it. And so yeah, and then with the lockdown, obviously when we were allowed to have gatherings of like 10 people, so my brother's an audio engineer, and so we just set up like a control room upstairs with a snake box that runs down into the garage, and then we could all go down there and record, and he was up there on the computer doing it. And so we just sort of did that just to muck around, just to see if it can be done. And then we wrote a few songs, and then and then the recording, like that's when we obviously knew that we were going to make an album once we could start recording. Like, well, that's the end goal here. And then just put together a heap of songs. Some songs we did live down there, and then other songs we sort of did them in bits.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of do them to a click track and then add overdubs and things like that. But we sort of really wanted to keep that live feel throughout the whole thing. And then once it all got put together, our manager, Rachel Weston, she's very handy with organising like distribution and marketing and all that sort of stuff. And so she organised the cover work and getting it all printed and merchandise and all that sort of stuff. And then it just all really come together. And then I think the old saying with recording music is it's never finished. And so we could have worked on it forever, but then we were able to get like a deadline date for when everything has to get printed out and when we wanted to do like shows behind it and all that sort of stuff. So it was good to have that deadline, and then so it sort of really had to kick up the arse just to say, come on, mate, get done.
So obviously, because you guys you've got multiple sort of vocalists in the band, and you do a bit of harmonies and stuff like that. Was it a shit fight at times when you're recording so many people singing?
There was one session, if it went on Facebook, it would go viral, mate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referencing, because I saw that and I pissed myself.
It was
You
funny.
got the heads up.
We did about 40 takes. One of the blokes had to come. It was funny footage. But yeah, no, we got it was good. That turned out quite well.
Every song there's a very subtle shit fight.
I said naturally, like, because you guys, pretty much family mostly. I'd feel like it'd be pretty easy to get those arguments out and done.
Yeah. We can have some serious conversations with each other, and then 2 seconds later, everything's good. That's the best part about it.
Touring around Ireland definitely tested that.
Now, since the album's come out, obviously you guys you did a big release out the Cabaret Club. How was the actual release? Like, it was a decent gig? Did you get a few down there? Or?
Yeah, we sold it out.
Yeah,
good.
Sold out. It was a very good response. We sort of we had them jumping around the dance floor from the very first song, which was it was a good vibe.
It was really fun, just the whole process, because we went on ABC Radio and had a yarn on there, and got different newspapers and things to put an art, like to do a write up on us, and so it was really fun doing all that promotional stuff, and then to sell out that gig was a good reward for how we'd gone about it. So.
Cabaret Club are great supporters. They've got great people in there. Paulie Wilson doing the sound, and it's just really sort of a homely type feel for us, because we don't have to go far for a start. That's handy. And everything went really well.
So was that obviously you've got a couple of gigs coming up, but was that the last sort of big thing before we had more restrictions and stuff like that. And
yeah, and after that we went down to Koroit.
oh yeah,
So
the
we
music
played,
festival. Sorry, yep.
Yeah, we play that every year, and missed out on that last year because of the lockdown. And so yeah, and that was probably the biggest crowd ever. I would have thought that like this year for sure. It was
It's really well run. It's great. It's our favourite gig for the year, probably.
I think the good thing about this year too would have been people would have appreciated it more too, because there wasn't really much of a festival season last year. So yeah, I think
a lot of people commented on that actually.
Mm.
It's just good to get out, and you don't know what you've got until it's gone.
Yeah.
And they really, really, really appreciate it. Probably even more so, just to be able to get out and mingle with people, have some good times. It's all about the crack.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about the gigs you've got coming up next.
Brennan's organised it all.
Yeah, we've got to do a gig for the Redan Ball.
Mhm.
I think it might be on the 10th of July, but we're just waiting for Gorney, the president, to get just a double confirmed. It was supposed to be last Saturday, the 5th of June, but obviously with lockdown, it's all thrown up in the air. But that's a private one. We're going back up to the Cabaret Club on August the 7th, Saturday night. I got my glass on all the rest of it.
So what date's that? The 7th of August over at the Cabaret Club. It's just playing for the sake of playing, really. There's no really. And then we're going up to Tassie in October, which is going to be really fun.
Down the Tassie.
Up down to Tassie, yeah. We're going up over the North Pole and then come up to the bottom and.
So we got a
Rocky Capes
Tavern. It's a bit of an iconic music venue on the north coast of Tassie. So they've booked us for Saturday the 23rd, and we'll probably try and get a couple more around the area while we're over there.
Yep.
And a lot of our rallies are up from Irish Town in Tassie, which is not far from Rocky Cape. So hopefully we'll get a crew to come along, tag along.
Now, is that something that you organised yourself? Like you went out of your way to get a gig in Tassie, or?
It was actually at a Munster Arms gig. There was someone in the crowd who lives in Rocky Cape, and it
was with Australia Day. It was,
yeah, Australia Day, and then that's how we got the gig. She sent us a message, and it was, and we organised it, and it's happening. So,
oh well, you're welcome then.
Yeah.
No, it's actually it's sort of amazing how many connections you can make through just having gigs, like local gigs, like especially when you've got such a tight music community in Ballarat too. Like even just when I started this last year, like I had no intention of it going anywhere, but all of a sudden the people that I was interviewing between episodes were meeting up with each other and working on collaborating and things like that. It's like, well, fuck.
One thing always leads to another in music, which is good.
Right. Anything else you would like to discuss this afternoon?
Go and buy it.
Better yet, where can people go and buy the album?
So you can stream it online, Spotify, YouTube, if you want to get it for free. And then Bandcamp is where we sell it. So it's like I think you just and then you just put in your address and we'll post it out to you. And then just at gigs.
Yeah, of course. Go to a friggin' gig. Like go and see them live, because
they're the best.
as much as the album is a very big thing, you guys are an amazing live band. So I think people really need to sort of go and see you live first, if anything.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We have a lot of fun doing it, otherwise you wouldn't do it.
Exactly right. But also don't make it a full-time job because you'll hate it.
It's not going to
happen.
All right. Thanks for coming on today, guys. It's been a ball. Hopefully next time we can all sit in the pub and have a pint and do this properly. Fingers crossed. No worries. Anything else before we head off?
Thanks heaps. No.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, good. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
All good. come and see him at the Munsters Arms and in March next year, probably for St. Paddy's Day.
Might be on before
We'll
then.
get him
Maybe
there
in
before then.
December.
I can guarantee you this next year I will not be behind the bar. There's no way in hell I'm going to work another St. Paddy's Day behind the bar. So if you guys do play, I'm going to come and have a beer.
Be a consumer.
Yes, I'm sick of it. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Gav. Good on you,
All right,
mate.
good on you, mate.
Come and get proper.
Mate.